Welcome to the Deep Dive by Outlier, where we uncover the market's hidden trends and give you the edge you need. Head on over to ovtlyr.com right now to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk today. Now let's jump right in.
Welcome to your deep dive. Today, we're going to be looking at Iran and Russia and, their kind of developing relationship, especially with what's happening in Ukraine right now and the conflict between Israel and Iranian-backed forces.
Right.
I think with your interest in listeners' known area of interest that connects to geopolitics, international relations, or current events, e.g. if the listener is prepping for a Model UN, mention that here. This will be right up your alley.
Absolutely.
So we're going to be diving into the CNBC article, Iran aided Russia against Ukraine. Now it needs to call in the favor.
Okay, sounds good.
So the article kind of really dives into this complicated relationship, right?
Yeah.
On the one hand, you have Iran being a very important ally to Russia during this war in Ukraine.
And it's not just, diplomatic. It goes beyond that. They've been supplying them militarily as well with drones.
Right.
Even ballistic missiles.
Ballistic missiles. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, especially with the sanctions that are going on right now against Russia.
Right.
It's no wonder that the article calls Iran Russia's top military backer.
Yeah.
That's a pretty bold statement.
It really is. It just shows how this alliance is shifting the balance of power.
Yeah.
But it is interesting, though, that they both deny these arms transfers.
Right.
Even though there's evidence that points to the contrary.
It's kind of like that don't ask, don't tell.
Exactly.
They want to walk that fine line.
Right.
Well, Iran did admit to sending those drones to Russia.
Right.
But they claim it was before the war?
Of course.
So it's almost as if they're trying to distance themselves from the conflict that's currently happening.
They're trying to play both sides.
Right.
They want to keep that alliance.
Yeah.
But not be completely ostracized by everybody else.
Right.
It's a very delicate balancing act.
What is it that Iran hopes to gain from this besides maybe some relief from the sanctions?
Well, that's a good question, and it's a complex answer. I think beyond just the immediate military aid, Iran really sees Russia as a crucial partner in reshaping the world order. They want to challenge the U.S. influence in the Middle East.
Yeah.
And economically closer ties with Russia offer them a way to circumvent those sanctions.
Right.
Through trade, through investment. Imagine a scenario where Iran's oil flows freely, bypassing all those Western restrictions, with Russia acting as the middleman.
So it's almost like they're forming an economic bloc together against the West.
Right.
So this alliance gives them leverage that they wouldn't have had on their own.
Exactly.
But here's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Iran is facing its own challenges now, specifically with the conflict with Israel that's escalating.
Right.
And they're looking to Russia for support.
Exactly. They've helped Russia. They expect Russia to return the favor.
Right.
And what they want is advanced air defense systems.
Okay.
The S-400 missile defense system, which Russia is known for. This would be huge for Iran. It would seriously bolster their defenses against any potential attack from Israel. The article even mentioned that they're interested in buying advanced combat aircraft from Russia.
Oh, wow.
Further escalating their capabilities.
So it really is that you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, but with much higher stakes. So I think, where do we go from here?
That's the question, right?
It is. What can we as individuals do with all this information?
I mean, sometimes it feels overwhelming, right?
It really does.
But just being aware, that's the first step.
Okay.
Understand the complexities,
the
different sides of the story,
right,
and what could happen.
Yeah.
Then you can have better conversations.
Okay.
You can challenge those simplistic narratives.
Yeah.
And you can demand better from our leaders.
Knowledge is power.
Exactly.
So the more we know, the better off we'll be.
And don't underestimate the power of asking questions.
Yes.
Talk to people who see things differently than you do.
Right.
Listen.
Yeah.
Engage in those tough conversations.
Because like we said, it's complicated.
It's very nuanced.
And there's not always a right answer.
Exactly.
Well, we covered a lot today.
We did.
Russia, Iran, Israel, the U.S.
A whole world.
It's complex and it's constantly changing.
It is.
But that's the point of these deep dives, right?
That's it.
To get us thinking.
To learn something new.
To challenge what we think we know.
Absolutely.
And I think this one has definitely given us a lot to think about.
For sure.
The future of this region and the potential for wider conflict. These are things that are going to affect all of us.
They will.
So that's your deep dive for today.
Until next time.
Keep asking those questions.
Stay curious.
And we'll see you next time.
Hey, thanks so much for deep diving with us today. Head on over to outlier.com. That's ovtlyr.com to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk today. And we'll see you next time.